We'll see with Kimi Räikkönen. I mean, is Kimi Räikkönen going to try and go for the win? What is Ferrari going to do in terms of, playing out the championship? Are they already going to start playing the championship game here and, let Vettel pass if Kimi's ahead? I mean, I hope we don't see that. Like we mentioned in last week's episode, we want to see Ferrari with both drivers sort of battling at the top.
Yeah, that's where you'd want them to be. It's for Red Bull. I think you're going to see another bounce back race for them. They're going to be wanting to sort everything out and have a strong second race. So they're not really far behind. Only 2 races into the season. But if you're Kimi, you got to be pushing this race to try to do the best. Obviously, you're going to try to do the best you can, but try to get a win out of this race. And I think this is going to be more of a Mercedes track. Yeah. I think they've got the better straight line power, the better horsepower than Ferrari. But like we saw last week, you never know what's going to happen.
I think qualifying is going to be huge too. I mean, you can almost bet your bottom dollar that Mercedes is going to be on pole again.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope that it can be somebody else. But it looks like Mercedes is going to control qualifying for most of this season too. Unless something gets introduced that limits teams using these special modes during qualifying. But I think a qualifying battle is really important. Although, Hamilton didn't win from pole last week, but that was more of just a safety car. But
this is last year's qualifying results, and there's Valtteri up. That was his first ever pole.
First pole, right? Yeah.
First pole. So maybe he has that confidence of having that last year and the familiarity with the track. Maybe he can have a bounce back week himself, because Australia was a very rough weekend for him.
He's really going to need to, and even though it's the second race, you almost have to look at it as it's almost like a must podium finish for him, because after 2-3 races, if you sort of drop out of that sort of top 3, really hard to get back up there, especially Mercedes with the reliability that they've shown. They're not going to all of a sudden DNF in 2 races or even 1 race. So even though we're only set 2 races in, it's critical to get the best finishes now, because you want to get off to a fast start. But this has been a Mercedes track for the past couple of years, and especially in qualifying too. But we might see Räikkönen. I mean, Räikkönen wasn't too far behind in qualifying. So I'm almost picking Kimi to win this race. I think I'm gonna go for Räikkönen. I didn't make a prediction last week because I was just like, I don't really know. It's too much to tell, going from preseason. But I'm going to pick Räikkönen to win this race. I really like what I saw from him in the first race. I really did. Last year, I kind of think he faded away a little bit and just sort of accepted his role. And this season, he looks like he's really poised and he's really focused and he wants to compete for that championship. So hopefully Ferrari will let him.
I hope Kimi can win this race as well. I mean, who I think will win it? I think Lewis is going to win.
Oh.
And I say that because
of course he's wearing the Mercedes hat, right?
Everyone, and I think that's because you're wearing a Ferrari hat. Relax.
All the teams are represented
that's
here.
True.
Okay, so Shaker's got Red Bull.
I'm gonna start bringing.
We got the whole
Sauber Alfa Romeo hat.
Yeah.
But I think, that's because it's gonna come down to the pure speed of a car, and I think even if Ferrari does get ahead, I think the Mercedes can follow in the last sector there where they have the 2 very long straights. I think that's where they're really going to pounce away. And that's where I think they're going to win the race. So I have Lewis winning this one. He'll win from pole. And might be one of the boring races, unfortunately. But you never know. It's F1. It's always exciting at Bahrain. So I'm sure there'll be some sort of drama in the first corner, because that's a tight first corner.
Yeah. I think these tracks that have these long straights and, after Bahrain, like China, for example, it helps Mercedes too. And Mercedes they still have that edge, I think, over Ferrari, and you saw it in straight line speed. But again, Mercedes has shown that they have struggled to follow cars in the past. So if they do end up qualifying behind a Ferrari, maybe
or even in
a
the
Red
first
Bull
corner, right? An overtake in the first corner by a Red Bull or a Ferrari to put Lewis or Valtteri second or third. Who knows how they'll recover there? I mean, that would be, I think, that's the point of the long straights. For Lewis is back off in the dirty air in sector 2, then really start pushing in sector 3 for that DRS detection zone.